Over the last few years, we've seen a massive increase in popularity over YouTube and influencer boxing. And if you've been following along, you know there's been a massive step up in the level of boxing ability in these influencer fights. From fights that once looked like mess arounds to fights that genuinely look like professional bouts now. But there are the two big names that run the scene of YouTuber boxing, and that's Jake Paul and KSI. We know KSI has just come off a recent knockout victory of FaZe Temper, and to be fair, Temper was a decent, much bigger fighter than KSI. But let me clarify, this video is going to be completely based on boxing skill and ability. But today we're going to be talking about why I personally think Jake Paul would walk through KSI. First off, we can only judge from what we've seen of these fighters already. I think it would be unfair for me to judge from their fights from a few years ago, so I'm going to go off the fights within the last year or so. I'm going to dive into a few sections of this fantasy showdown and explain the reasons I feel that Jake will make light work of KSI. But first, let's look at the backstory of this. It all started years ago when Joe Weller and KSI started influencer boxing, where KSI called out both of the Paul brothers confidently.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls, I don't care.
Him and Logan then went on to fight twice, and after it was all done, KSI was eager to fight Jake, and they would both constantly talk smack online about each other. After Jake Paul had his first professional fight with Anis and Gibb and annihilated him in the first round, bear in mind, KSI did say that Gibb would make light work of Jake. KSI then got in the ring, and they both expressed their desire to make a super fight happen. At this point, this was the most anticipated fight in YouTube boxing and was a very, very hot topic. Except, things never got made, and Jake continued his own path, as we all know, and has had tremendous success with his career. And KSI was kind of inactive and focused on other things until a few months ago, where he had a comeback fight with the rapper Swarms and a pro boxer. But this leaves us with one big question. Would this fight even be a close or even a competitive fight like everyone else is making it out to be? First off, let's look at the stats. Jake Paul weighs in at 190 pounds and stands at a height of 6'1", whereas KSI weighs 180 pounds and stands at a height of 6 foot. So we can see Jake Paul is a slightly bigger guy than KSI, but he still has a whopping reach advantage of 5 inches over him. But then again, this is boxing and stats really isn't everything, so let's take a closer look into the styles and skill level of these fighters. We'll start with Jake Paul. We all know he's had a much higher level of opposition compared to KSI, facing genuine fighters like Tyron Woodley twice and Anderson Silva. Jake has insane punching power and is able to end a fight with one punch, as we've seen before. But in terms of boxing ability, I think Jake Paul has genuinely come a very long way and is starting to look like a complete professional boxer. He has a good jab, decent defense, and you can tell from watching him he understands the game of boxing, to hit and not get hit. He's starting to look smarter and smarter as a fighter, and the more you watch it, I think he is now starting to make a breakthrough from YouTube boxing to professional boxing. I would like to see him, however, fight more actual boxers, and I would have definitely liked him to see fight Tommy Fury. Okay, now KSI. I think KSI definitely has power, as he was able to quickly knock out his recent opponents, and we can 100% see a difference from his recent fights to when he was fighting Logan, as he looks a lot more developed. Apart from his power though, I don't think KSI has a great ring IQ or even too much skill. Don't get me wrong, I think he's improved a lot and will continue to improve, but we still haven't seen him show too much. His fight with Temper still didn't change my mind, and it kind of seems that KSI is very uncomposed and messy when he tries to scrap a lot. And yes, this may work against lower level of fighters, but when he meets someone in that ring that is able to deal with this, I think he'll have a serious problem. In his fight, he got hit quite a lot, especially for it being the first round. In my opinion, I just haven't seen anything from KSI that makes me think he has a better skill level than Jake. He has a very wild and all over the place style and throws a lot of risky haymakers. If he throws those kind of shots against Jake, I don't think we'll get away with it so easy and might get countered pretty hard for it. Look, I'm not saying KSI is a bad fighter at all. In fact, I'm saying he's starting to become a very good fighter, but not a good boxer, if you know what I'm saying. Nonetheless, I would love to see a fight happen between these two. I'm hoping it doesn't get delayed any longer than it already has. Two explosive power punching fighters going to work. It's no doubt this fight would be fireworks. Look, let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you smash the thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. Look, that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next one.